avid viewers, and welcome to Blood Bowl, where we shall attempt to lead a team through hell and back to become the champions. Blood Bowl is basically like football or rugby, as some people know it, and we shall be doing a full campaign playthrough of it in classic mode. Let's call it LP1. Yep, that's good. It's gonna be a medium difficulty. Now, here we go, the meat of the game. We shall now decide which team we should choose. We have to pick between the Amazons, which are all female team, very strong, very aggressive. The Chaos, also very strong, very aggressive. Their features are Goatmen, Minotaurs, and these big hulking dudes. Next up, we have the Dark Elves, which are basically corrupted elves with apparently very nice tongues. And they feature female aggressives, and as well as normal linemen and blitzers. So pretty strong team. They're decently agile and have high armor. We have the ever-loving dwarves with giant mohawks apparently, big beards, and an avid rule for drinking everything they can get. Then we have the regular elves, which are agile, decently armored, and ready to fight. We have the low-down dirty goblins, which are relatively short and like really short, but they use a lot of secret weapons to get their job done. Bombs, chainsaws, etc. We have halflings, which are very small creatures. You might know them from Lord of the Rings, such as Frodo and Bilbo Baggins, but difference is these suck. In my opinion, I'm horrible with them, so I'm not touching them. Have the most pompous of all the douchebags, the High Elves, which are made entirely out of princes and nobles. So yeah, very douchebaggy. We have our favorites, the humans. Good all-around players. Have good passing, very strong. Have a big brutish ogre to keep them company. Yeah. Then we have one of the oldest Blood Bowl teams, the Kermir, which are basically, well, mummies, I suppose. Mummies and skeletons. We have the strong and very brutal lizardmen, which are featured by their very high armor, very high strength, and very quick and very agile small skinks, which are their basically ball carriers while the big guys do the punching. We have the necromantics, which are featured of werewolves and other ghostly and ghouly type things. We have the Norse, very strong, like a good drink, very powerful early, and can ram anyone, shown by the avid spikes body pieces on their horns. Next up, we have a corrupt chaos unit, which is Nurgle. They're basically like chaos, only with a lot more mutations. A lot of mutations. As you can see, they can get a lot of different things, such as claws, tentacles, tails, extra arms, extra heads, etc. Next up we have the Ogre team, which is giant, mentally challenged brutes with a few little small guys to keep them company so they can carry the ball, because ogres can't really handle small objects that well, although they can throw their smaller teammates if necessary. Next up we have the very armored, decently strong orcs, which are always ready for a good fight. We have the Skaven, which are ratmen, very agile, they have a few strong blockers, they have a few strong linemen, and they're decently all around quite cool. They have some very quick units, and are pretty good. Next up, we have the Undead, featuring skeletons, these weird ass skeletons as well as some ghouls, and some mummies, I think. Really strong bashy team, they like to punch a lot. They can carry the ball if they need to, but they prefer just punching everything in their way. Next up, we have the vampires, which are considered of consistent of a few vampires, counts all of them, very strong, very powerful, but they have a downside that if they crave blood, they will attack nearby crew member, which are usually thralls, to drink their blood. The thrall might get injured in the process, but if the vampire is not near a thrall and requires blood, he'll get ejected by the referee because he'll just go on a slaughtering spree in the crowd. Yeah. And last but not least, we have elves, the wood elves specifically, featuring their most powerful unit, the War Dancer with a giant mohawk, for no apparent reason. They're extremely agile, so much so that there's a phrase used to describe some things that happen in the game. If someone makes an incredible pass through multiple interception zones and catches it and runs it into the end goal, it's known as elf bullshit, referring to these elves specifically. But enough about elves, enough about the teams. We shall play as the Skaven, the Ratmen. This, I think, is a nice color, dark purple. They look kind of menacing. Just go. Let's name our team. Let's do the Razor Fangs. Razor Flames actually is better. Yeah, so our team is gonna be named the Razor Flames. We can be deep purple. And we shall have... Okay, this one's good. This logo. As for our special team motto, let's make it something like this. We slice and we cut till we light you up. I think that's a good way of putting it. Now, for our first thing, we have many tournaments available, but some of them require a lot of prestige. Eventually, we want to do this one. This is the ultimate tournament. This is the Blood Bowl tournament that we want to win. In the meantime, we have to get to Blood Bowl, which means we have to clear this smaller tournaments first. And we're gonna start with the Clean Cup. As far as the rules are concerned, it does show some playoffs, some pools, so it's a 3-day tournament, 4 teams total, so that's gonna be interesting. It has some events, it shows here, no negotiating with players, there's a lot of different rules, rerolls, etc. And we're gonna take part in this competition. Now, since we have no players, we must acquire some. So let's start. So, we can have a Rat Ogre, which is this thing. It's really strong, really big. It's gonna give him some decent color. I think 3 is good. Yeah. So that's our Rat Ogre. Yeah. So we're gonna get ourselves a Rat Ogre. All of them have certain skills which we'll go over once we get into the game, and I'll explain the level up system once we get to that as well. So, we shall buy a Rat Ogre. Next up, we have the Stormvermin. The Stormvermin are heavily armored, decently strong guys that have block, which is a skill that helps us, well, deal with certain aspects of the game. We shall buy 2 of them. Next up, we have a Thrower. Pretty self-explanatory. He can pass long distances, throw, and he can have this type of metallic arm, I think. And this one is more likely to throw. So he's been, as you can see, he had an arm detached, so he can actually throw. I'm not sure why what's powering it. Maybe he has something in his spine, but hard to tell. And yeah, 1 thrower should be enough. Next up, Gutter Runners. These are our main scorers. They're extremely quick and can move extremely long distances, but have very smaller armor than the rest of our team. And as you can see, they only have 3 skin colors, so we shall let's grab 3 of them. And finally, we have the bread and butter of our team, the basics, the linemen, which are there to absorb damage and pretty much keep the enemy at bay, eventually becoming stronger and more powerful. And we shall buy quite a few of them. Let's buy till we have 13 players. I think that's enough. So, we can see our team here. This is gonna be our team. I shall rename all our team members once the game starts. And now I shall explain a few more things. We have cheerleaders which we can buy. Fan factor is how popular we are. Assistant coaches help us during certain events. Rerolls help us reroll our dice if we make a roll that we would not rather play. And apothecaries which lets us hopefully heal someone from an injury that might be a big problem for our team. In this case I shall buy one. Now I shall save real quick. And we shall prepare for our first match.